Hey, it's Ethan here at Etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat NV 2.0 Hitch Bike Rack and how it fits on our 2021 Nissan Rogue Sport. The NV 2.0 is a 2-bike platform style bike rack capable of supporting 2 bikes up to 60 pounds each, held primarily with this front wheel hook here and one additional strap down at the bottom. So if you want to mix and match, you can use this with your e-bikes, you can use this with your carbon frame bikes, alternative frame bikes, because there is no frame contact. So it's really versatile. It's got a lot of cool features, so let's check out how it works. One of the earliest features that we'll get into is the fact that it can tilt away with the bikes loaded up. So I'll show you how that works. You pull this lever right here in the middle. It's honestly not my favorite location for a lever because if you do have another bike loaded up, it can be a little bit tricky to get to. But we'll pull it, and the rack does tilt aggressively enough for us to come back here, open up the hatch. We've got tons of clearance, not really come close, and we have room back here if we want to. I could sit down, change my shoes, or grab anything I will need for the ride from the hatch. We do have tons of room. Come down here, grab it by the rack, not the bike. You hear it click into place, and now we can work on getting the bike removed. We'll start back here with this strap. To press that gray release, pull the strap out. Now we'll hold on to the frame of our bike, press this large button on the wheel hook, pull it up, push it down, and we can get our bike up and off. As I replace this strap, I do just want to point out that it has the ability to slide up and down the tray to accommodate a wheelbase of up to 50 inches. Making our way to the front, you can see that we do have a couple different groove sizes in our front cradle. So you have your road bikes up to your mountain bikes. In this case, standard up to 3 inches, but with the fat bike adapter, you can also get up to 5-inch tire width on here. Additionally, there is a child's bike adapter for the frame hook. Coming down to the front of the tray, we can see that there is an integrated cable lock, which will just go around your frame and your tire and will reconnect back to itself. It's really nice and easy. It's a really nice feature that is just integrated into the rack like that. From here we can get a measurement just so you can see how much we're going to be adding on to the back of our vehicle. So I'll start from the bumper and we'll go to the furthest point out. That being this bike repair stand that we'll get into just a little bit later. That's going to come in at about 31 inches that you're adding on. So it does stick out quite a bit. As far as ground clearance goes, we're going to be measuring to that bike repair stand again, just the bottom right here, and that's going to come in at about 18 inches. That's how high you're going to have to lift it up. But there's a pretty nice rise in the shank, so I'm not going to be super worried about it, even though the Rogue sits a little bit low as far as going up hills or over curbs. If we want to save a little bit of that space with the bikes unloaded, we can use that same lever that we used before. Just pull that, and we can fold the rack up towards our vehicle, saving ourselves a ton of space. If you want an idea of just how much space that is going to save from the bumper again to the furthest point out, it's going to be closer to 13.5 inches, so we cut our distance well over in half, and it sits pretty far away and it's really sturdy, so I'm not going to be worried about it making contact with our vehicle. If we want to find out exactly how close it sits, it's coming in at about 3 inches to the closest point, but again, it's really well built and it doesn't really come anywhere closer than that. As far as what the rack covers up on the back of our vehicle when it's folded up, it doesn't come too high. Maybe from the bottom view you won't be able to see all of your license plate, but anybody in another car will probably be able to see it just fine. Our backup camera is right here on the right side, so you're definitely going to see the rack in the way there. It's definitely going to let you know that it's there, but there's still going to be tons of room to see over it and to the side. It doesn't come anywhere near our taillights or our rear window. But while we're back here, we can talk about one of the features that really sets this rack apart, that being that bike repair stand. So if we pull this out, we can pull it up and rotate it. Using this knob in the front, you'll see it pop open. You can put your bike in there, fix it up before or after your ride if you need to. Just a nice feature that really sets this rack apart. To close it down, just do everything in reverse. Pop that open, slide it back down, and it stores just like that. The rack has a 2-inch shank that is fitting into our 2-inch receiver tube. It's held in place by this pin and the lock on the other end that's going to be key-to-like to that cable lock that we talked about earlier. It's all held in place by this anti-rattle knob here in the back. So it's a tool-free install, it's really easy to do, and that anti-rattle knob takes all the shake out of the rack. Overall, if you're looking for a bike rack that kind of does it all, the Kuat NV 2.0 is definitely a really solid option. With that weight capacity right off the bat, the ability to support your fat tires or your child bikes as well, along with that Kuat design, it really is going to be a premium option, and it's going to get your bikes where you need them to go safely and securely. If you want something that comes in a little bit more of a value option and you lose out on some of those features, you might want to check out something like the Rocky Mounts monorail. Similar specs overall as far as weight capacity and tire width go, but again, you are going to lose out on the finish, the bike repair stand, and just that Kuat feel. So if that's something that you're really into, I definitely would recommend it. This again was just a look at the Kuat NV 2.0 and how it fits on our 2021 Nissan Rogue Sport.